Welcome back into We Know Ball. I'm Connor Fuchsa.
I'm Mason Billow.
Now this week we're going to go over some of the NFL games that happened this past weekend. Then we're going to get into our playoff predictions. Last week we did our NFL honors predictions midway through the season. Now we're doing our playoff predictions, a new updated version. We'll look at what we did preseason, and then we'll compare it to what we think now. And then we'll do some college football picks, like always, to finish off the show. So, Mason, let's kick it off with NFL. And honestly, I want to start it with a high for one team, and that's the New York Jets. They finally get their first win. It was not pretty, but they beat the Bengals 39-38. Well, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, 23 points scored in the fourth quarter for the Jets. That's something you don't see from these Jets, especially.
23 points the whole game, usually.
Exactly. Especially in a away game. I know they probably would do better at an away stadium than at MetLife. Anybody does better than at MetLife. But, yeah, and what I really liked about this game is they tried to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the coach's name.
Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn. He's been in the news a lot for his the culture he's trying to build at in New York, and just seeing him go crazy on the sideline after that first win was like, I mean, you're 0-7.
Yeah.
You get your first win. You're not going to be like, okay, next game. No, you're going to celebrate your first win. But, yeah, going back to the trick plays and everything, I like the Brees Hall, the Mason Taylor, Moss touchdown.
The game winner.
And for the Bengals, there's a lot to think about. I don't think your offense particularly played bad. I think it's that bad defense that we keep talking about.
Yeah.
Flacco had a game. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think the big takeaway I want to start with, and then we'll go into some other stuff, is Justin Fields. I mean, got benched last week for the Jets. I think a lot of people, for most of the week, the buzz was that it was going to be Tyrod Taylor that got the start. And then a couple days before kickoff, Aaron Glenn comes out and says, no, it's going to be Fields. We're going to stick with Fields, even though we benched him last week. And, I mean, obviously that was the right decision. The offense, whether it was him getting benched lit a spark in him, or, again, it could just be the bad Bengals defense. But, I mean, Fields had a good day. I mean, he had 244 passing yards, which, I mean, last couple of times we've seen him, he hasn't even cracked 100. And then on the ground, 31 yards, not anything crazy, but still added some stuff on the ground. But, yeah, I mean, the big player for the Jets day was Brees Hall. I mean, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then he threw the game winner to Mason Taylor.
Yeah.
So, crazy day for Brees Hall. Can you guess who I've played in fantasy this week in my money league? It was Brees Hall. So that was unfortunate. But, yeah, I mean, if you're the Jets, I mean, you just need something. The fans you needed to throw them a bone. They needed something. They needed to get that win sooner rather than later. They were never going to compete this season. Same for the Bengals. Like, I don't think if you're Bengals fans, you're that mad. You're like, okay, sucks. Wish we could win these games, but you're not making the playoffs.
Who knows? They're still, with this loss, second in the AFC.
That is fair. This division, there's still a chance to make the playoffs. But I don't think either of these franchises have high expectations for this season. So it's good to see the Jets get the win. Now, I want to talk about Aaron Glenn. You mentioned Aaron Glenn. I feel like he's already kind of started putting his name on the hot seat when he was 0-7. If a new coach, usually you get 2 years to prove yourself, for like a year and a half. But when you start 0-7...
Not Gerard Mayo.
Yeah, no, not Mayo. But when you start 0-7, I mean, his name was already on the hot seat. How much does this win mean? And then just in general projecting, do you think Aaron Glenn is their coach of the future, or you think this is a couple-year trial and he goes back to being a defensive coordinator?
It's difficult when you're trying to... You see that this team is 0-7, and you know that they've had their struggles. But, again, it's going back to what I said about he's trying to create a culture at New York, and it's not going to take just halfway through one season.
Yeah.
To set up that culture and set up kind of the Jets' identity, their new identity.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think the hot seat talks are... they shouldn't be happening right now.
Yes.
Especially with this first win. Now, let's see, maybe they go on a run or something like that. I know they have to play Miami at some point, so there's something to look forward to.
You have to play in New England. That's a pretty easy matchup. Kidding. Just rage baiting. But yeah, no, I mean, they'll definitely probably get a couple more wins under their belt. And I mean, if they end 3-14, I don't think that's fireable. I mean, it's his first year. Like you said, it's the culture. He kind of gives similar vibes, not to Dan Campbell, but like like not that he is Dan Campbell, but similar vibes to Campbell at the beginning. I mean, they had a terrible first year under Campbell, but Campbell was there to set a culture and set a place where people wanted to play and build something up from the bottom. And I think that's kind of what Glenn's trying to do in New York. Yeah. Will it be successful? I mean, probably not as successful as Campbell, but I think he's doing the right things early. Now let's move over to the next game, Eagles versus Giants. Now, 2 or 3 weeks ago, the Giants upset the Eagles, gave them their first loss. I think going into this game, everyone kind of thought Eagles would get their revenge, but to the level they got it, I think was a little bit surprising. So we'll start with the Eagles, and then we'll go over to obviously the big storylines that are on the Giants side. What was your thoughts on seeing Saquon finally be the guy you picked to be the Offensive Player of the Year preseason? And honestly, Hurts and the receivers had a good game even without A.J. Brown.
I want to say ahead of time, I did not watch this game. I didn't watch this game.
That's fair.
But I am I was going to say proud. I'm not going to put it proud. I am a Saquon owner. So to see this finally happen, what we've been waiting for, what we saw all throughout last year, it was amazing to see that he finally got his points.
Yeah.
And that they were finally using him like he's supposed to be used. Like he'd be used on every other team except this team.
Yeah.
I mean, this Eagles team is very sketchy to me. I don't.
Oh, 100%. They feel very fraudulent.
I don't like it. You lose to the Giants, and then you beat them convincingly, and then it's just. I kind of want to stay away from this. I kind of want to stay away from like picking them to win.
Anything?
Well, like to win the NFC East.
Yeah.
Right. Because, I mean, it's a pretty, like, anyone could win it.
It can, but then also I'm kind of like, it can't. Like, it feels like, honestly, the NFC East has gone from one of the best to one of the worst divisions pretty fast. I agree. Eagles feel pretty fraudulent. Giants, I mean, they just got too many injuries to probably ever compete, and with how hard their schedule is. Yeah. And then the Commanders, I mean, they've already quickly fallen down. I mean, what is the Commanders' record? They are pretty low, I feel like.
4?
I feel like it might be worse than that. The Commanders, no, they're 3-5 after last night. And then the Cowboys are 3-4-1. So, I mean, the Eagles already have a 2.5 game lead on the Cowboys, 3-game lead on the Commanders. Like, do I think the Eagles are going to probably fall off second half of the year? I think they are going to get worse, but I don't see them being bad enough that they don't still get 10 wins, which I don't think any of the Cowboys or Commanders can get there. So,
wow, coming from you.
Cowboys are not getting there. They're not getting 10 wins. I've talked about this all year long. I thought 10-7 felt doable. Now that they've got the tie, it feels like it's probably 9-7-1.
8-8.
8-8-1 is a very real possibility, and that will probably be what ends up happening. We did our playoff predictions. Wait, let me see what I got. I had the Cowboys ending at. I actually have them ending 8-8-1. So yeah, I got them
8-8.
right.
The Cowboys are coming back to the 8-8 seasons. Let's go.
They found a new way to do it, though. They invented a new way. But let's move over to the Giants. Some bad news for the Giants. Cam Scatterby. I mean, that injury. I don't know if you've seen the video. It did not look pretty.
It was gruesome. I saw the video.
I'm surprised Red Zone actually re-showed it. The actual broadcast on CBS did not, but Red Zone did re-show the injury, and it was not pretty. He's probably, I would say, pretty confidently probably done for the season. It looked very similar to me to the Dak Prescott ankle injury a couple years ago when he had to get carted off and was out for the whole season. They said they took him straight to the hospital because his ankle was dislocated, and that's all the information they've given so far. But regardless, I feel like especially in a year where they're not with high potential, there's no point to rush him back in week 14 or 15.
But Dak is not Cam Scatterby.
Cam Scatterby is absolutely built different. So if anyone could rush back and be back on the field in 2 weeks, it would be Scat.
Yeah.
Would it be smart though? No, but I mean, again, it's Scat.
He's already got CTE. Nothing he does is smart anymore.
But if anything, honestly, my biggest takeaway from this game is I just feel bad for Jackson Dart. He's actually having a really good rookie season. He's balling out. And you're going to tell me a guy that the offense that he was thrown into of a Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, Tyrone Tracy offense has Malik Neighbors out for the season. Then Scatterby emerges. Now Scatterby's probably out for the season. He's left with Wan'Dale Robinson, Theo Johnson, and Tyrone Tracy. Like, how are you supposed to do anything with that in your rookie year? And again, it's not the Giants management's technically fault. Like, they put a couple pieces around him. They could have put more, but the two best offensive players and his two best weapons out for the season. Like, so I do feel really bad for Dart. It's definitely going to hurt his chances to maybe be Rookie of the Year if his stats kind of start to take a decline. But yeah.
Like I said, I didn't watch this game, but I do want to hear your opinion. How were the refs in this game?
Oh, they sucked. So that was actually the next point on the thing. First off, and I think finally, Tush Push is going to get banned. I think after the season, it's officially going to be done. Every week, it seems like there's a new controversy with it, and it's exactly what I've pointed out before, and I'm glad everyone's finally agreeing on it, that they blow the whistle way too dang early on these, and there's so many times a fumble is forced, and the fumble just gets blown dead because of forward progress. And if you're telling me a guy only has to just jump over like it's the goal line to get 1 yard and he can fumble on the 50, like that feels like it's a broken rule and a broken play. So again, are the Eagles doing anything wrong? I want to say yes, but they're not. They're doing what the rule book says. The rule book needs to change though. And we're not going to go back into that 20-minute argument we had in the past. But everyone finally agreed this week that maybe in the Rams one, it wasn't as blatant that he had been on top of the pile for like a second before it got ripped. This time, the play should not even been close to being blown dead. It didn't get blown dead, but they looked back and said forward progress was done when the fumble got caused by Brian Burns. And even Brian Burns comes out to the media after, and he's like, he just didn't have even really any comment. He's like, that is so dumb. Like, I don't understand what's football anymore. Like, and when players start getting this mad, when all the owners start getting mad, I don't see a world where this survives another year. Also, the offensive PI call. I mean, the game was out of reach when it happened, but the offensive PI call on like the 70-yard touchdown was one of the most atrocious offensive PI calls I've ever had. They were both hand fighting, and then it looks like he pushed him off. So I mean, I get why the ref called it, because in the moment it did look like he extended his arm and pushed off, but he actually didn't really even make contact, and he didn't affect the defender at all. So it's one of those where like I don't want to add more replay into the games, but I wish sometimes for penalties and stuff like that, it would be so quick for New York to say, hey, he didn't actually push off, touchdown. But
that kind of defeats the whole purpose of having
a ref.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like, you know how like sometimes they replay things and they will call in and say, hey, we should change that. Like they don't do it for every play, obviously, but every once in a while if they see something undisputed within like 30 seconds, they can get it fixed.
Yeah, but they can't do that with fouls.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen with it for at least another 5 years.
Yeah. Hey, like baseball's putting in the new system for no umpires.
The ABS system?
Yes. And that's maybe some version of that can get put over into football. I know obviously I don't want more people to lose their jobs, but like in a sense, like it would.
And it would also it would slow the game down.
It will if we added replay on top of the officials. If we got to some system where you could just have it figured out live, which that's still miles away. But either way,
gonna let them fight on the field. No one can stop them.
Yeah, no one can break it up. But either way, the refs sucked in this game. They continue to suck. I don't think the refs changed the outcome of the game necessarily. Like even if you add the fumble in and you add in the touchdown called back for OPI, there's a chance this game and the score changes to different. I mean, it would have at least been a one-score game. I know it ended 18, but I mean, there's a garbage time touchdown. It really was 25. I think they maybe could have made this one-score game, but I think Eagles win this regardless of the refs. I just do want to point out that the refs were bad. But final thing we're going to hit on the recap for NFL side, it was a holiday on Sunday. Everyone's favorite holiday as a football fan. It was National Tight Ends Day. And I don't know about you, but I love a good National Tight Ends Day. Because for some reason, it really does just rejuvenate these tight ends. And I don't know if it's game planning from the offense coordinators, if it's just the tight ends wanting to show out, but something about it every year. There's a good big group of tight ends that go off that don't normally go off. Also, George Kittle always finds the end zone, so it's the freest bet of all time. I didn't bet it though because I didn't realize it was National Tight Ends Day. Yeah, the National Tight Ends actually turned into National Tight End Weekend because you got Travis Kelce on Monday night going for 6 for 99 and a touchdown. But yeah, Mason, what do you think about National Tight Ends Day?
I think it's great if you have the right tight end.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you did make a list about 7 names. They all got at least a touchdown or at least a good game.
Yeah.
In terms
and
of
there's a couple more than this, but these were the 7 I found that had the best performances.
Not all tight ends did that.
Ferguson. Tell me on National Tight Ends Day, Jake Ferguson, the tight end 1 in fantasy football, puts a goose egg up and gets 0 catches and 0 receptions. Beyond me. That's a different story.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Just like, it's not everybody, but it's most of them, and you love to see it.
Yeah.
I am a Harold Fannin Jr. Owner, so it was good. And Mason Taylor.
The rookies. Yeah, it was the rookie tight ends and not Tyler Warren. Warren did all right, but the Colts just blew out the Titans. But it was Fannin and Taylor.
I do want to talk about, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his first name, but
Tucker Kraft.
He has had an amazing season.
Yes.
Him and Jordan Love have a special connection that nobody has had in this whole season. Nobody has had that type of connection.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could say Burrow and Chase, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of like that. That
Burrow Chase 2020 is kind of crazy, but
I'm not going to compare it to Brady Gronk. I'm never going to.
Yeah.
But I will say it's showing signs.
You want a comparison that I like?
What?
Romo Witten. That feels a little especially the Kraft build. He's very much a yards after catch guy.
Yeah.
Kind of Witten would just take it and just run people over, and that's also Kraft. So, and it was also Witten was always Romo's safety net. Maybe he wasn't always the number one option. I mean, he is the number one option, but it's not the same to me as a Mahomes, Kelsey, Brady, Gronk. It's more of a Romo Witten where it's his safety net that he just knows he can just get it to Witten and he'll make a play.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's my comparison at least.
No, that's a good comparison. I like it.
Yeah, but I know Tucker Kraft, 7 catches, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he has been this entire Green Bay offense basically recently. I mean, Jacobs had some up and down games, but Kraft has been basically the only consistent part of that offense. Christian Watson's back. He actually looked pretty good in his first game back. I mean, Dobbs has been up and down. He's had some good games, had some bad games, but Kraft has basically been there for love all season long.
Yeah.
So, other one I want to point out, you talked about Fannin. Kittle got in the end zone. Kyle Pitts. All the people that believed in Kyle Pitts, finally 9 catches, 59 yards. Part of that probably is Drake London being ruled out before the game.
Yeah.
An hour before the game. I mean, you started him in one of your fantasy leagues.
Well, he started, who did he start? Somebody who was out.
Who started it?
In that same league where I started Drake London.
Yeah. Oh, Calvin Ridley.
Yeah,
that's who it was. Yeah.
I almost said Drake May.
Drake May. It's just all you think about is
that's
Drake
all
May.
I think about.
But yeah, that's all for the NFL recap. We're going to head to commercial break, and then when we get back, we're going to do our NFL playoff predictions. Welcome back into We Know Ball. Okay, sorry. Right before we came back from commercial break, I was counting down, and he said, "Oh, it feels like iCarly." Why are we doing that? But college. Exactly. What are we doing? But
sorry.
Welcome back into We Know Ball. I'm Connor Fuchsa.
I'm Mason.
Now we talked about we're gonna get into our playoff predictions. We're gonna recap what we said at the beginning of the season for the AFC and the NFC, and then we're going to say what our new updated playoff predictions are. So Mason, we're gonna start with you. We're gonna start in the AFC. So preseason, you said the Ravens were gonna be the 1 seed. Bills 2 seed, Broncos were winning the AFC at the 3 seed, Texans winning the South at the 4 seed, and you got Chiefs 5, Patriots 6, Bengals 7. Obviously, a lot's going to change here. What does your new updated playoff picture look like?
All right. I think we all had the Ravens.
We all had Ravens 1, yes.
Yeah. So I think we all. I gave my apology last week, but again, I just want to say I'm sorry.
Hopefully no one bet that.
Yeah. I think we all know that we have to move some things around in our AFC. So for my 1, I'm going with the Colts.
Yeah.
What the Colts are doing right now are special. And again, like I said last week, this is still probably the Vikings from last year. So don't get your hopes up.
You think they're regular season warriors?
Yes. Don't get your hopes up. But going into the playoffs, they will have a really good record and a really good resume for that 1 seed.
Yeah. What do you got number 2?
At number 2, I have the winners out of the AFC East, the Buffalo New England Patriots. I think what Mike Vrabel has done and what Drake May has done is really special. It's really turned this team around. I mean, they already have 6 wins. That's 1.5 times as many wins as they had the whole season last year.
They have 2 last year, 3?
They have 4. 1.5.
Oh, 1.5. Bro, I can't do math right now. It's too early in the morning.
So yeah, I mean, it's just crazy how much they've turned this team around.
Yeah.
And people are excited to watch the Patriots, which I think is awesome.
Yeah. Which you got 3.
At my number 3, I have the winners out of the AFC West, the Denver Broncos.
Still going with the Broncos.
Still going
okay.
with the Broncos.
I mean, you are a resident Chiefs hater on this show. So.
Yes. That doesn't mean I kept them out.
Yeah, no, that's right.
At the 4 seed, I have the winners of the AFC North, the worst division in the AFC.
And all of football. Honestly. The South has... I would say, the winning team of this conference probably won't even have 10 wins.
Yeah,
that's going to be the only conference like that.
Yeah. And the team that's going to go 9-8 and win the division are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They get their winning record.
Never lets me down.
Yeah.
At the 5 seed, I have the Chiefs. So, top wild card seed.
I'm waiting to see where you got a team. What's 6?
Huh?
I would just keep going. Sorry, I interrupted you. What's 6?
Sorry, I didn't. I have the Bills.
Okay, there we go. I was like, I'm confused. I know you're a Bills hater, but
I just think with the schedules that these teams both have, I think the Chiefs will have a better record than the Bills.
That's fair. They both got tough schedules. I could definitely see it.
I mean, the Bills have to play the Patriots again, so I mean, and at the 7th seed, I have. I don't think you're really high on this team. But I'm still going with the Texans.
Okay. No, I mean, I'm nowhere near having them in the playoffs, but they are moving up. I can see that.
Yeah. So I mean, they barely squeak in that 7th seed, and especially helps since the Colts are going to blow that division out of the water. So it doesn't matter do we let a 9-8 team after a 10-7 team got in? I mean, it's going to be like the Colts are going to be 12-5.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, I'll get into mine then. We definitely have some disagreement here. Preseason, I had Ravens 1, Bills 2, Chiefs 3, Texans 4. Then I had Broncos 5, Bengals 6, Chargers 7. I like some things from this, and I don't like other things. My 1 seed, which is where we're going to definitely disagree, I have the Buffalo Bills. I have the Buffalo Bills as the number 1 seed in the AFC. Yes, currently they are 5-2, I believe. Yeah, 5-2, coming out of a bye week. They just beat the Panthers by 31. I mean, that's not that impressive. But I know you said they have a hard schedule, but they actually have a decently easy back half of their schedule.
I didn't say they had a hard schedule.
Oh, you didn't have a hard schedule. You said they have a similar schedule to the Chiefs.
No, I said comparing the Chiefs and the Bills. I think the Chiefs better.
Yeah.
That's just, I didn't say they had a hard schedule.
Yes. So the Bills got the Chiefs this week at home, and I think the Bills are going to win at home. That's the big difference between if they're the 1 seed or the 2 seed. But then they got Dolphins. That's a win. I think they lose to the Bucs. I had that upset in there, but I think they beat the Texans, beat the Steelers, beat the Bengals. They're going to split the series with the Patriots, so they're going to beat the Patriots. And then they get Browns, Eagles, Jets. I could see them losing to the Eagles. I could see them losing to the Chiefs. I could see them losing to the Patriots. I could see them losing to the Bucs. Those are 4 losses. They could split
with the Dolphins.
No, they could not. I'm not taking that.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think so. But there's 4
coming of Tua.
There's 4 potential losses there. I only see them getting 1 or 2, and I think if they go 13-4, they win the AFC.
Insane.
Next, that's the longest one I'm gonna rant on. I got the Colts at the 2 seed. I have the Broncos at the 3 seed. I have them winning the AFC West. Preseason, I had the Chiefs. I just think the Broncos, I like the rest of their schedule, and I like what they've been able to do so far. The 4 seed, though, I have the Baltimore Ravens. I still have them going 9-8. We talked about this last week. The back half of their schedule is really light. They get Lamar back next week. The defense finally looked better this week. Derrick Henry looked better this week. I think the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Browns will not get a winning record. So all you have to do to win this division is to get to 9-8. And I think they will do that. That means
the Ravens.
Yes. You want to hear the rest of their schedule? Dolphins, Vikings.
I want to hear how they're going to get around having so many injuries on that team.
They're starting to get a lot healthier, and Lamar's going to be back next week.
Yeah, a lot healthier. So was Jaden Daniels, and then he was out the next week.
Yeah, but even if they've got...
With the same injury.
Okay, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals. Tell me where there's a loss in there.
Tell me where they haven't lost.
You think they've been losing to, you're making it seem like they've lost to bad teams. Their losses without Lamar, or with Lamar, was the Ravens, or not the Ravens, sorry. They lost to the Lions. Then they lost Lamar halfway through the game against the Chiefs, lost to the Chiefs. Then lost to the Texans and the Rams with a backup quarterback. They faced 4, and then their other loss to the Bills. They've lost to 5 teams you have in the playoffs. And 3 of those games they didn't have Lamar.
Well, and I'm not saying that this is a prediction, right? This is a prediction.
Yes.
I'm saying right now the Texans are a bad team right now. Or when the Ravens played.
I mean, the Ravens played them, that was their first game with Cooper Rush. So it's not like they were sitting pretty.
What I'm saying is,
Yes.
Texans are a bad team right now.
All I'm saying is, Ravens saying they're going to go 9-8 means they lose 3 more games. That means they can lose 3 more in the back half of their schedule. I have them getting upset by the Bengals as one of those losses, and I still think they could only lose 2 more. The Patriots and the Green Bay are the only 2 other losses I have on their schedule for them.
I think you just need to stop. Just stop. Quit with the AFC. Go to the NFC.
No, it's not.
Your takes are crazy. Your takes are wild.
That's not even crazy to say that they are currently 2-5. That means they go 7-3. That's not crazy with their schedule. That's not even anywhere crazy. They're going to be favored in probably 8 of those games.
But you combine that take with the Bills being a number 1 seed.
Bills being the number 1 seed is, I think, probably favored. It's probably negative. It's probably minus money right now.
Yes, because the media loves Josh Allen in the Bills.
And you don't.
And they love the story. Oh, storied franchise.
You were just 4 weeks ago on this podcast saying, I love the story. Bills are winning the Super Bowl. Remember that?
Because it seemed like that, right? It seemed like that. And then they lost to the Patriots. And then everything got flipped on its head. I started believing. And I still am.
Okay, let me finish off my AFC then real quick. 5 seed, your New England Patriots. Be happy.
Whatever.
Your 6 seed, Chiefs. 7 seed, Chargers. I've got them all getting 11+ wins in that side of the AFC. Chiefs and Chargers, I've got both at 11-5. Chiefs have the tiebreaker because they split the series and some other tiebreaker.
Did you have the Broncos in there?
Broncos are 3.
Okay.
So I've got Broncos winning the West at 3, and then Chiefs and Chargers at 6 and 7, and then I've got Patriots at 5. So that is my AFC side. You can disagree, you can hate it. I don't care. I like it.
I hate it. I don't just disagree.
I don't like yours. Let's go to the NFC. Mason, your NFC preseason was Eagles 1, Lions 2, Seahawks 3. You predicted the rise of the Seahawks. Bucks 4, Packers 5, Commanders 6, 49ers 7. What does your updated NFC look like?
At the 1 seed, I have the Lions.
Yeah.
I have the Lions. And I'll tell you why. This team, I mean, they had the bad loss to the Packers, right? First week, you got to get the jitters out, right?
Yeah.
I believe that first week doesn't count, right? It shouldn't count, right?
Just add another preseason game.
Yeah, it's just another preseason game because, I mean, I don't know, like a team called the Raiders, I think they got a win that week. I don't know.
They beat the Patriots.
No, I don't know. That's a lie.
That's a fact.
But after that game, this team has looked really, really good. So, yeah, they're going to be the number 1 seed.
Okay.
At the 2 seed, I have the Eagles.
Okay.
At the 3 seed, I have the Seahawks.
Okay.
At the 4 seed, I have the Bucks.
Okay. So you're sticking with you're sticking with all 4 of your same conference champions, just in a different order.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, who's your 5?
Okay. Connor.
There's a team you left out of your playoff picture preseason.
Don't get mad at me, Connor.
I'm going to get mad.
Don't get mad at me.
I'm going to get mad because I know where you're going with 5.
At 5, I have the Packers.
Okay.
At 6, I have the Rams.
Finally. Finally in your playoff picture.
Of course, I'm not going to put the Commanders in because they're looking like the NFC East is going to get 1 team.
Yep.
So yeah, Commanders cut out. Rams. As much as I would like to hate on Connor for what he did in the preseason, he did a good job with predicting the Rams.
Thank you. I did a bad job on the Ravens, but we all did. But I did a good job on the Rams. Agree to disagree. What do you? Okay, wait, hold on. We've got a TD that wants to talk. What is your opinion on the Ravens? What do you think they're gonna do?
I've got a bad take on the Ravens. They're gonna have 10 losses, and you're putting them in your playoff picture.
They are not gonna have 10 losses. But okay, that's your opinion. I just wanted to hear what you had to say.
Liking the next one just to tell you you're wrong.
Okay. I mean, you have them but Mason, what do you have for your 7th? What's your last?
At my 7th seed, I still have the 49ers.
Okay.
I think, especially with all these
You're
injuries.
drinking the Kool-Aid. I said 3 NFC West teams are making it.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. And, I mean, I still kind of had it. In my preseason, I had the Rams at the 8 seed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, barely missing out. But, yeah, I think this is a very competitive NFC West. And I feel like if it is going to be a division, it's going to be this division.
Well, we're going to not probably argue on this side much because we are pretty similar in our NFC predictions. I had Eagles as the 1 seed, Rams as the 2, Lions 3, Bucks 4, 49ers 5, Packers 6, Cowboys 7. That was my preseason playoff predictions. Everyone but the Cowboys are still going to be in there, just in a little bit of a different order. I'm with you. I've got Lions at 1. I really like what they're doing offensively and defensively. The defense, even with the injuries, has looked good recently. And the offense, I mean, it's just what the offense is.
Yeah, wasn't it like they were down 3 corners?
They were down 3 corners or something 2 weeks ago against the Bucks, and that was one of their best defensive performances I've seen. So,
Next man up.
they probably have played the Bucks offense the best of any team, and that was without corners, with their whole entire starting secondary. So, I've got the Lions at 1. I still have the Rams at 2. I think this Rams team is getting 12 or 13 wins. I still believe that. I wanted to put them 1, but they do have a little bit of a tougher schedule coming up, especially with the Seahawks and Niners being as good as they are. I've got the Eagles 3 and the Bucks 4. So we basically agree on the top 4, except you have Seahawks winning the division over the Rams for the NFC West. At my 5, preseason I had the Niners. And it's still going to be the Niners. I've still got the Niners. They've got such an easy schedule. Even though they didn't look good this past week, they're about to hopefully get Purdy back. I mean, Mac Jones hasn't been bad, but Purdy will be better. Obviously, the defensive injuries are concerning with Bosa and Warner being out for the season. But I think the offense is getting healthier finally. Overall, they're getting a little bit healthier. And, I mean, with how easy their schedule is, I still think they can get close to 12 wins. My 6th seed, I've got the Seahawks. I'm sticking with my take that I said last week. All 3 of the NFC West teams are getting 11-plus wins, and that's going to happen. I have the Seahawks also at 12-5. I really like the Seahawks team.
So this was your one team that you didn't have in the preseason that you're putting in? Okay.
And I had them. And what sucks is I picked Mike McDonald as coach of the year. I said they're the 8th seed in the NFC right now. I can't put them in over anyone, but they're going to make the playoffs. I just couldn't put them in. I wish I put them in
over the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I couldn't put them in over the Cowboys, but I had them, I think, as an 11-win preseason team, but I had the Cowboys as an 11-win preseason team. So, Seahawks 12-win team, in my opinion. They may end up at 11. I really like the Seahawks team. Defense looks amazing. Donald looks great like he did last year in the regular season.
Yeah, but we know what happens to Donald. When the playoffs come knocking, he folds.
Exactly. I will say though, I've been pretty spot on with the NFC West. Mm-hmm. I predicted preseason the Rams uprising. I predicted Mike McDonald maybe coach of the year. Early on, I said JSN's going to have some historic season. He's looking like it. My NFC West takes have been pretty spot on.
If we didn't know each other for a while, and I just met him, I would think you were a Seahawks fan.
Probably.
The amount of times you talk good about this team.
Or the Rams. You think I'm a Rams fan?
Or the Rams.
It's Seahawks or Rams. I love those two teams.
But you love to bring up the Rams on this show, but off the show, you love the Seahawks. I can't even deny it.
I love talking. I love talking about a team that not everyone is on. I get on the hype train before everyone else, and that was Seahawks. It felt like so. I've got them at 6, and then I haven't said 7. 7's Packers. I do with the Packers all the way down at 7. I have them going 10, 6, and 1. And that's enough to make the playoffs.
Do we have the same teams in our playoffs, just different spots?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We're not going to disagree a lot on the NFC side. I think we agree that the NFC East is only going to get one team, and it's probably going to be the Eagles. NFC South is only going to get one team. It's going to be the Bucks. So then it's just picking the top teams in the other 2 divisions.
Yeah.
Now Super Bowl pick time. Preseason, Mason, your Super Bowl pick was the Ravens and the Eagles, and you had the Ravens winning it all. I also had the Ravens winning it all. I had the Ravens over the Rams. What is your new updated pick? Because I'm assuming you're not going to stick with the Ravens.
You think?
You think?
No, I'm not sticking with the Ravens, and I'm not sticking with the Eagles. So a whole new Super Bowl for me.
Okay. Lay it out for me.
And out of the AFC, I have the number 2 seed in the AFC. From the AFC East, it's the New England. I'm just kidding. I can't do that. I can't do that yet. I think I'm gonna have to go with Chiefs. As much as I hate them, whoever watches this show,
they're inevitable.
You know I hate them. They're inevitable. Just so inevitable.
Yep.
So yeah, I've got the Chiefs in the AFC, and then the NFC, I have the Lions.
Okay.
And I have the Lions winning it all.
Okay, so you have Lions over Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So this one was really hard for me to pick because everyone knows my conference championship games. I had the hot take that the Colts make the conference championship, even though you don't think they have any playoff legs to them. It all depends on how the bracket lays out, obviously. But currently, how I have it set up, it would be Chiefs Broncos first round. I think Chiefs win that. So then it's Chiefs Bills second round, which means that the Colts would get the Patriots. Easy matchup. Okay. But I'd like the Colts odds a lot more to make it far if they don't have to face Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
You hold on there. You hold your horses.
Not so fast. I'm just messing with you.
No, you hold your horses. If this is anything like 2007, the Colts are going to be, we're going to be their baby daddies, okay? Because if Daniel Jones is like Peyton Manning and Drake May is already like Tom Brady, then the Patriots will win that matchup. If we get the Colts...
You want the Colts. That is the team
If we get
you
the
want.
Colts... Especially because what I've been saying, that the Colts are this fraudulent team.
Yeah.
Well, I want the Colts.
Yeah.
And then I want the winner of the Chiefs Bills.
Yeah. I have the Bills coming out of the AFC, and I know you're gonna think that's insane. But come playoff time, I think you can agree that it is Josh Allen. Again, part of this take comes from the fact that I have the Bills winning the AFC, which means they get the home field advantage all the way through. And I have the Chiefs for the first time in basically a decade having to go on the road in the playoffs multiple times. And so I think the Bills have the advantage being the home team in January, in the cold, in the snow maybe. So I've got the Bills winning the AFC. NFC is hard. It's Lions or it's Rams. I'm taking the Eagles out of the equation. I think I'm going to stick with the Rams just because that was my preseason pick, and I want to ride it out. It still looks like it's got legs, so I'm going to ride it out. And the Lions, we just haven't seen in recent years the playoff success. They haven't been able to do it. They've had a playoff choke in the NFC Championship. Last year, they got upset by the Commanders in the their first playoff game. So I'm going to go with the Rams. And this is where it gets hard because I don't really want either Rams or Bills. I can't see right now. The NFLs are so open this year. I don't really see a Super Bowl favorite. There isn't a Super Bowl favorite. I think the Super Bowl team's coming out of the NFC this year. It's going to be the Lions or it's going to be the Rams. So whichever one can win that game is taking it home. So I'm going to stick with the Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams. I love the defensive line. I think Stafford and McVay have so much experience, so much playoff experience. Puka Nacua obviously looks like the best wide receiver in football this season, basically. I think I like the coaching staff and I trust them more. They've done it recently in the playoffs, winning a Super Bowl together, whereas the Bills just haven't quite done it.
You need a Buccaneers for NFC.
And your mic's turned off.
I don't care. I'll just talk like this.
But
the Buccaneers for NFC.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen. They're maybe not even making it out of the first round.
The only good thing about the Bucs that will happen from this season is A, you make the playoffs, and 2, Baker might win the MVP.
Baker might win the MVP. That is facts.
I
could see the Bucs making some noise, but
I see the Bucks upsetting in the NFC in the playoffs.
Number 3, Egbuka probably will win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Honestly, at this point, yeah.
yeah, it was going to be Dart, but now with all the injuries of the Giants, I don't think Dart can do enough to get it for himself. But that is all for our playoff predictions. We're going to head to commercial break. When we get back, we're going to predict a couple college football games. Welcome back into We Know Ball. Now, we're going to wrap this show up with picking some college football games. Now, there's not a lot of really high-end college football games this week. I mean, that's why College Game Day is going to Utah for Utah, Cincinnati. Finally, Game Day gets away from the SEC and the Big Ten. And it also, there's a chance it's 2 straight weeks of Big 12 because next week's BYU Tech. And that's going to be...
go to the ACC.
What's in the ACC next week?
Something.
Well, I was looking at it. The only 2 other ranked-on-ranked matchups for next week currently was going to be LSU versus Bama or something like that, and LSU's unranked now. And then it was A&M versus Mizzou, which that could still get game day, but now Mizzou's ranked 19 or 20. So it's like a 3 versus 19 versus BYU will be 9 probably next week, and Tech will be 11 or 12.
Well, it doesn't always have to be a ranked.
It doesn't always
It
have
could
to
be a rivalry game.
There's
plenty of rivalry games that week.
There are, but I think the opportunity to go to Texas Tech, I think is high. And I all the game day people, especially Kirk Herbstreit, they've talked very high on Tech. So I think they would like the chance to go to Lubbock. Sucks they're going to Lubbock now. I went to Lubbock last weekend for the Oklahoma State game. Why didn't they bring game day then? I know.
I don't know, Connor.
I don't know. But yeah, let's get into the 5 games we're going to pick. And we're going to start off with that game day game. Utah versus Cincinnati. What do you got?
I have Cincinnati.
Okay.
What this team has been doing.
Haven't you been a Cincy hater
I
this
have.
season? Okay.
I
Just
have.
making sure I was getting that right.
But it's not like that big. I mean, it's not like how much I hate OU or something like that.
Yes.
But yeah, I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that this Cincy team is 7-1 and 5-0 in the conference.
Yep.
Because last time they were like this, they made the freaking playoffs.
Facts.
And that whole season felt like a fever dream.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing Cincinnati at the 4 seed in the playoffs. But what Sorsby has done, and I'm a D1 Sorsby hater. I think that's where you get it from. I'm a D1 Brendan Sorsby hater.
Mm-hmm.
So listen to me when I say he's done a great job.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a great
Yeah,
job.
I mean, I just want to mention one stat. You're probably looking at it right now, too. He's a 20-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Absolutely insane. We're 8 weeks into the season. He's got 1 pick, 20 touchdowns.
And he can do a lot on his feet.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's why he has such little interceptions, is because he's not going out there and forcing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He will scramble.
Yeah.
So
They've had, honestly, a triple threat run game with Pryor, with Walker, and then with Sorsby. They've had 3 guys that can go out there and get 50-plus yards a game on the ground.
is Dampier back for this game?
Yes.
Okay.
To my knowledge, I mean, last time I said that, it was Sam Levitt. He had no injury designation, and then he got ruled out 24 hours before the game. So
Yeah. Yep.
I could be wrong, but Dampier has been back.
But on this Utah side, I do want to point out one player, and it's on their defense.
Mhm.
John Henry Daly. 9.5 sacks on the season.
Ooh. He's top 5 in NCAA, behind just like the tech
2
guy.
forced fumbles and 20 solo tackles. That's insane.
That is insane.
Best part is he's a sophomore.
Ooh.
He's 6'4", 247 from Alpine, Utah.
Dang.
He's a Utah boy. They didn't outsource him from California or Washington State. He's a Utah boy. He's playing for the Utes, and he's probably having a great time doing it. 9.5 sacks is insane for a sophomore.
Yeah.
He will definitely be one of the top picks, I think.
In
Not this
next
year.
year's
Yeah,
draft.
Next year's draft. So look out for him. But that's what I wanted to point out on this very star-studded Utah team.
Yeah.
I feel like this Utah team doesn't get talked about enough because they're always hidden under the BYUs and the Techs in the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
So, sneaky team, but
You're on
again,
Cincinnati.
I think I'm going Cincinnati.
We're going to disagree on this one. I'm going Utah, and there's a couple reasons. For starters, I mean, I really like Utah's defense more than I like Cincinnati's. The Sorsby versus Dampier is a toss-up. It really is. So far through the season, Sorsby's looked better, but they're both dual-threat quarterbacks. They can do it with their legs. They can throw it. But I do trust Utah's defense more. Honestly, another reason, leaning into my pick, is just I've learned through all my time to trust Vegas when they're trying to tell you something. And Vegas not only has Utah favored in this game, they have them as 9.5-point favorites. That is a huge spread for some reason for a 7, unless there's some major injury that, again, hasn't come out for Cincinnati yet, which maybe is why it's that big. They are 9.5-point favorites, and the spread opened at 7.5. It's moved to 9.5. Vegas has gotten more confident in Utah winning this game. So whatever insider information they know that I don't, I'm trusting it. On top of that, Utah's been a good defense at forcing turnovers. I mean, they haven't really forced a lot of fumbles. They've forced fumbles. They haven't recovered a lot of fumbles. But they do have 7 interceptions. I think finally the wheels come off on Sorsby, and he finally gets a little careless and throws either 1 or 2 interceptions. And I think that's the difference in this game. A lot of times when you see these quarterbacks with insane touchdown to interception ratios, it eventually has to come a little bit back down to earth. Not saying he's going to end the season 25-7. No, he's going to still have a good season. But, I think he throws a pick or 2 here.
This ain't the NFL, son.
But it happens in college football, too.
This stuff, while it happens sometimes, it doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't always just balance out.
Yes.
A lot of times you see the Heisman favorites, they've got 40-4.
Yeah.
or 40-3,
Yeah.
and you don't see that out of an NFL quarterback, and you definitely don't see that out of
Actually, we did see it last year with the NFL quarterback. Lamar didn't win MVP.
but you don't really see it out of any other conference besides the SEC or the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So to see hope in it for the Big 12 and for somebody at the Big 12 to be possibly in the Heisman running is awesome. And I know, obviously, Travis Hunter won it last year, but
But I think it just feels to me like a game. If there's anyone that was going to get him, it would be this Utah Utes defense in their secondary. And I do really like Dampier and what this Utah Utes team has done. So, partially, I think if I were to pick this, I would lean 51-49 Utah. On top of what Vegas is telling me, I'm putting like 70% confidence in Utah.
would you put it to 75 if I told you it's at Utah?
Yeah, I knew it was at Utah.
Rice.
However,
Achilles?
what does scare me, I don't know the lore behind this, so I can't speak too much on it, but I was looking in the comment section of the College Game Day post, and every Utah Utes fan was saying, no, please stay away, we're cursed. So apparently every time game day comes to Utah, bad things happen. So I'm not sure what that means, how many game days they've lost in a row or something, but apparently they were very upset, not actually upset, but I think they were jokingly upset that game day was coming to Utah. So we'll see with that. But yeah, for now, I am going to go Utah. Are you looking it up?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, while you're looking that up, I'm going to intro into the next game. It's your favorite game probably of the weekend. It's your favorite team, Vandy versus Texas. A ranked matchup. Do you have the information?
Yes. When people refer to the Utah Game Day curse, they're talking about a superstition among University of Utah fans and that the football team will lose when ESPN's College Game Day broadcast from Salt Lake City.
How does it say how many they've lost in a row or something?
While some fans and media members take the supposed curse seriously, others point out the team's record that in these marquee matchups is not historically bad. In reality, Utah's record is about 50.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
maybe not that bad. But, well, either way, the fans seem like there's something going on there. But I'm still going Utah. Vandy versus Texas. Moving on to the next game. Who do you got? I mean, I know who you got, but who do you got?
You just want me to say it.
You
want me to say it. You've missed it for the past week. I'm going with my sweet baby boy Diego. I think I keep saying what this team has done, but Vandy last week looked like a complete team.
Yeah.
I know that
It wasn't pretty.
Bo Prabula, he got hurt. This Missouri team is good. Their defense was really, really solid.
Mm-hmm.
Both defenses were really, really solid.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the more complete team came out of the win.
Yeah.
And I think you take that same thinking, the more complete team is Vandy in this situation, especially when you play some against Texas. I mean, this Texas team is falling apart. I know you don't see it because they keep winning, but they just took two teams with a combined SEC conference record of 0. Look at that. 0 to overtime. To overtime. Kentucky and Mississippi State. Overtime.
Yeah. The Mississippi State one, I gave them some slack. I cut them some slack because...
Well, I picked Mississippi State to win the game.
Yeah, because Mississippi State, they were a borderline top 25 team earlier on in the season. Kentucky, though, there was no slack, and it wasn't just like they went to overtime. They were losing this entire game, and they came back at the last second to force overtime. I think we're on the same page. I'm easily going Vandy. It shouldn't be close. I don't know what the spread is. I'm taking them to cover. This Vandy team has looked great. Last week wasn't pretty. You would have expected them to win by a lot more than 7 against Mizzou when Prabula went down. But they got the job done. That's what they've been doing all season long. They've been getting the job done. Texas, I guess, has been similar. That somehow they've been getting the job done even when it doesn't seem like they should. But I don't think that streak continues. I think Vandy finally puts Texas in the
You bring up spreads, and I want to bring this up, like of the Utah-Cincy game.
Yes.
Do you think Cincy covers? The line right now is
9.5.
9.5.
I mean, it seems like I would bet my college tuition on Cincy covering, but the fact that it's that big is one of those spreads that I just stay away from because it feels like there's something that Vegas knows that we don't, and I don't know what it is. Is Sorsby hurt? Is he not playing? I'm looking up Sorsby injury because maybe he's out.
He's not going to be out.
No. Nothing. So,
Yeah, that's what you said about Sam Levitt.
yeah, exactly. So, I there's nothing, no injury report that's anything crazy for Cincy. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So, I feel like you should take the spread, but I'm not I'm not putting any money on it because it just feels like
But Vandy, you are.
weird. Vandy, I would. Now, moving on to the next game. Going an hour south, except this isn't actually an OU. OU versus Tennessee. Top 18 matchup in the country. OU coming off a loss to Ole Miss. Tennessee moving slowly back up in the rankings after their early losses in the season to Bama and Georgia. What do you got in this one?
I mean, this OU team is playing fired up. After that stinker of a loss to Texas, and after that, I would say hard fought win against Ole Miss, or a hard fought loss against Ole Miss.
Yes.
I think this team is playing fired up. But you cannot doubt good old Rocky Top. Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee. I'm going Rocky Top.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna disagree on this one again. We're just disagreeing on everything. As much as I want to be anti-OU, especially after that Texas game, it was very clear to me in that Texas game, Mateer was not himself. He got rushed back, whatever it was. In the Ole Miss game, he started to look more like himself. I think
But he still didn't play like himself.
he didn't play like
before the
himself, but
injury.
he's gone an upward track, is what it feels like. I feel like this week we're gonna get a better version of him again than we saw last week against Ole Miss, and I think an even 90% John Mateer with that Oklahoma defense. I mean, they are one. I mean, we talked about this preseason, or not preseason. We talked about this early in the season before he got hurt. That a Heisman candidate on a team with that level of defense is a top 10, maybe top 5 team in the country. He's not 100%, but I think they're a top 15 team in the country. So is Tennessee, but I'm actually going to go OU here. I think Mateer, we finally get our first glimpse of early season Mateer again in this game, and I think the defense steps up against Aguilar.
I don't know. I think Joey Aguilar has been playing really good football.
He has. Nothing against Aguilar. But I'm saying if I'm putting Mateer against Aguilar, I'm taking Mateer this week, I think. I think I'm finally seeing enough out of Mateer that I can comfortably take him again, and I'm taking OU's defense, no question.
Okay.
The run games obviously are different. I would take Bishop, but still. Overall, I think I'm going with OU. Now, USC versus Nebraska. Interesting game to be picking. I wouldn't have ever expected this would be a game that would be...
kind of the scraps.
Yeah, this is how you know that this week was not much to pull from.
If we can't talk about Big 12 in the SEC, what are we going to do?
So USC versus Nebraska, what do you got here?
I've got USC. I'm blanking on the quarterback's name. It'll come to me, but
USC's?
yes.
Wait, why am I blanking? Wait, I had it. What? What is his name?
I don't know. All I can
We're
think
fired.
of
This is why
all
we're
I
not
can think of
professional.
is fake Patrick Mahomes on Nebraska, and
All I can think of is Aguilar, and that's obviously the wrong answer.
all I can think of is Riley Moss. And that's
It's Mavia. Jordan Mavia.
Okay.
Jaden Mavia.
And Riley Moss is their wide receiver, right? We
Guys,
suck.
we got to end this show.
We suck.
Riley Moss is a cornerback on the Denver Broncos.
Wait, isn't there a Moss on USC? Okay, whatever.
Let's just finish the show.
Yeah,
It's gone off the rails. If you can't tell, we're a little bit last minute on this show. There were some difficulties.
With you.
I may or may not have gotten injured last night. I couldn't walk, and we didn't think we were going to have the show. And then I felt good enough this morning to power through for y'all. But the one part we didn't have time to prep for may or may not have been the college football segment.
Well, I'm always prep. I'm not good with names.
Yeah.
I'm just going USC.
Yeah.
Boom.
I'm not going to talk too much on this one either. I'm going to go USC as well.
All right. Well, okay. I'll tell you matchups wise for last week, right? You had Nebraska play Northwestern, and this Northwestern team, although they have beaten Penn State,
Everyone's beating Penn State.
Okay, and they've looked pretty good for being Northwestern. I know this Northwestern team is historically bad, but Preston Stone, he started off terrible, but now he's really coming into himself and showing what he was at SMU.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct. Ding, I know that one. Ding, ding, ding.
And then let's talk about Let's talk about USC for a second. If I can find them. See, now I'm prepared. Look at me. You should probably fire me, Connor.
I think you are. I can't fire you. I got no one else. Well, the show's about to get canceled, so that's going to be you getting fired. Bad news for our fans. When college basketball season starts, we know ball may not be no more.
They lost to Notre Dame. They had a bye week last week, I do believe.
Mm.
And then the week before, they lost to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Which is a big game, rivalry game. Things are heated, but you've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. So I believe you can't screw that up. You can't screw up a 2-week prep phase.
Yep. No, I just agree. I like what I've seen on USC more. They've had better statement wins. They look good against Notre Dame, even though they did lose. And so I am going to trust in Jordan Mayava, the guy I couldn't remember his name. I knew he was good. I couldn't remember his name, over Dylan Raiola. So now, final game we're going to pick, going back to the SEC, Ole Miss versus South Carolina. Ole Miss is coming off that big win against OU. South Carolina coming off an almost upset against Alabama.
Oh my gosh. It was I wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
Because before the season started, I was so high on the South Carolina team along with Vandy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to see them fall short, it's not that surprising because, I mean, they've lost a lot of games this season.
Yeah.
But it was a good fight. It was a good fight that I saw from them. I'm glad they're not just rolling over.
Yeah, honestly, I expected, I mean, that was my best bet last week, guys. I had Alabama winning by 14. This is why the best bet segment got canceled.
What did I have?
You had a team on Wednesday night winning by more than
the Delaware game.
And they lost.
No, they didn't
Or they didn't lose, but they lost the spread.
Yeah.
So that's why that segment got canceled. Guys, if you can't tell, we're a little out of it today.
Well, hold on. No. I'm not accepting that best bet loss. I told you about this.
He's mad because it was a bad beat.
No, it was a bad play call. So Delaware, they're up. Oh my goodness, they're up.
He's on a
I
soapbox
think they're up
again.
13. They're up 13. They have their ball on the opponent's 25, on Middle Tennessee's 25. There's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. It's 3rd and 11. All you have to do is run it again and make a field goal. What do? They throw a terrible slant route. It gets picked off. Middle Tennessee goes down and scores and cooks the spread.
Yeah.
I
it is frustrating.
I don't want to lose because of bad play calling.
It is frustrating that the coaches are calling a pass play in that scenario. I do understand you. But there still is a world where they kick the field goal and go up 16, and then Middle Tennessee still goes down and scores, and the spread gets beat by half a point. So there's a world where you still lose that, but I do understand your frustration. But Ole Miss, South Carolina, who'd you pick? Did you pick one, or did we get distracted?
I picked Ole Miss.
Okay. I'm also picking Ole Miss. I mean, Trinidad Chambliss has looked like one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. I mean, he's a Heisman contender right now for Ole Miss. I like Lacey, the running back. I like how the defense, I mean, maybe that defense as much, but I like how everything else has looked. I like Lane Kiffin as a head coach. South Carolina has done great recently. I mean, they only lost by 9 to Missouri. They only lost by 10 to LSU. They only lost by 7 to Alabama. They've kind of been right there against some of these top 25 teams. They've played 3 straight top 15 opponents. So they're battle tested, but so it feels like, they're due for one, but I can't pick it. I can't pick it on the road against Ole Miss. I just don't think Lane Kiffin and his squad's going to lose at home. So I got Ole Miss.
Norris Sellers is, he might lose his job at the end of the season.
Very, very doable. When he was preseason, maybe a potential Heisman candidate breakout. But what can happen in about 10 weeks? Oklahoma State preseason, we were definitely picked to win the national title, and now we don't have a head coach. Definitely happened. Not me coping.
Oh, spread the news. Spread the news to every news outlet. I want this to reach the AD of Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Do not hire Brian Kelly.
Oh, please no.
Brian Kelly killed a kid. Brian Kelly killed a kid. Okay? Do not hire him. Please.
He also apparently came out in reports yesterday, didn't even reach out to Lacey's family and parents after what happened to Kyron Lacey.
No, that was known.
What?
That was known.
Well, yeah, but it got brought back up yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
There was another scenario of a kid in the hospital, didn't reach out to their parents.
He killed a kid.
Yeah, exactly. So, we'll stay away from Kelly. Real quick, then hire Eric Morris from North Texas. That's my pick. I have a new updated number 1.
Yeah, I don't want the Texas State guy. That guy's terrible.
GJ Kinney. I like GJ Kinney still. But Eric Morris, quarterback whisperer, love what he's doing at North Texas. Maybe he could bring Drew Mestemaker with him. Bro just threw for 600 yards in a game That would be amazing. So Oklahoma State can have a quarterback. But yeah, to finish off the show, Chad Weiberg, hire Eric Morris. We'll see you on the next one.